Guys, welcome back to the shop. Quick video for you today. It's just on a commission that I did that I thought was kind of interesting. I wanted to show off some longshot parts that I did and kind of show you some other longshot parts that I have, and it's kind of the beginning of a longshot kit that I've been working on, slowly over a long period of time. So first, it's these longshot bolts, and I actually make three versions of this. This is the unscrew in the middle kind, which is nice. So, when you glue your pusher in here, you can still take this out of the blaster for maintenance. And that's all aluminum, and that just screws in, so that's cool. And these ones, it works for any blaster or any breech. You just gotta tell me which breech. I leave them a little bit loose. Like, this is actually how I like it. This is perfect for me. I know some people like it tighter, though. I just figured I'd rather do it a little bit on the looser side, and then if you want it tight, you can just make it tight, rather than make it tight and then if you want it loose, like what are you gonna do? Put it on a lathe? Like you don't have a lathe most likely. Anyway, so yeah, that's that, and they're two piece. And then the other version I do is this is all one piece, and then the back unscrews, similar to, I think I have one with me. Yeah, so like this style. And this is nice because you can adjust the length, so that's nice for certain breeches. And this is an Explorer product. Mine would be all aluminum, and that's the one that I kind of make for myself. I prefer that. And then I have one as well that you would unscrew in the middle, and then the back is adjustable, and that's actually what I have in my Explorer blaster right now. So anyways, the customer ordered, I believe, 9 of these. Yeah, 4, 8, 9. Yeah, so I got 9 machined aluminum bolts ready to go. And it's interesting making, the same part over and over and over again. It was like a small production batch, kind of cool. Small chamfer on the back, just clean it up. Not too big of a hole, but not too small to reduce performance. But minimal dead space. And this is bored a little bit too deep, just because I'd rather have extra room for some glue to go in there, and also, I don't have an Artifact Gen 1 pusher, and the customer gave me the measurements, obviously, but I just wanted to be safe. I'd rather them all be like a millimeter too deep than too short, and then what are they gonna do, right? So yeah, that's that, and they're all about. The nice thing about an Artifact breech is it doesn't have to be. This length doesn't have to be dead nuts perfect, because the barrel is floating. Depends on how you install the kit, because they had to account for people cutting these pieces, and when you cut these, it's not precise at all. You could be a mil off in either way, and then maybe some people use fatter blades, whatever. So it's kind of nice. So these are in between 112 and 113 mm tolerance wise. That was my tolerance that I gave myself, about 1 mil. Everything else is pretty much consistent. It was as consistent as I could with a manual lathe. As you guys know, I just have a small little manual lathe, so it's not CNC. It's me sitting there for hours cranking those wheels. But anyways, that was cool. And then this is an idea that a customer wanted. He brought it up. I don't offer these for sale. Well, I'll sell these now. But this was his idea. And the arrow, customer, if you watch this, the arrow is just Sharpie. You wipe it off with some alcohol when you get these. And this is to fit a 17/32 barrel in the front. And this is a nice fit. There's just enough room in there, just enough play for some super glue or epoxy, whatever you choose. And then this section will take a Artifact pusher. And the Gen 1 and Gen 2 doesn't matter, I'll take either or. So this is just to allow you to use a 17/32 barrel opposed to the stock Artifact barrel. And I also knurled this section here, and knurling expands the material by a little bit. So I have a slightly better fit in the Gen 2 Dartgate, because the original barrel is quite loose. So this has not a nicer, not a significantly nicer fit, but definitely a better fit than the one before. It's slightly tighter, not as much wiggle room, and I think it was worth doing the knurl, even though it was a lot of extra time. So anyways, they got 7 of those. That's cool. They're all fairly the same. I was kind of figuring out how I was going to do this. as I was going along. So, you know, one's shorter, and then one's got a really coarse single knurl, and then I thought the double knurl's better, a coarse double knurl. And this was the first one. I was originally going to do it like this, with super glued 9/16 insert, just because I wasn't sure how accurate of a hole I could get with the boring bar on the lathe, because I wanted to make sure that this was a very nice fit. So I was kind of hesitant of the abilities of my cheap import boring bars. I didn't know if I could hold a consistent ID in these, so I thought, you know, I'll do it like this. And then I have the perfect fit of brass, right? And you probably don't even need glue for that. I would glue it anyways, but you don't need it. Especially if you push and twist, it's really in there. But I thought, hey, you know, I'll give it a try. And what do you know? I have, oops, wrong end. I have a wonderful fit. It's pretty much like a brass type fit. You do need glue though, so definitely glue these. And I ended up having to make my own tool to do this, so that was really cool. That was an interesting experience, you know, figuring out exactly what I need in a tool and then making it. And I'll actually show you that tool really quick. I'm actually quite proud of the tool. So I'll meet you at the lathe. So here we are. Here's the tool I made, and this is all hand ground. Try and focus there. And it's a hand ground, little short, stubby boring bar. And I'll show you a traditional boring bar. These are terrible. These are import quality boring bars, and if you notice, see how the edge right here, the way it's angled, that'll leave a really nasty burr inside your barrel that will totally rip up your foam, so that can't happen. And then another style of boring tool, like a hand ground boring tool, or at least the way I was taught to make hand ground boring tools, is like this. And this cuts very well, much better than the import boring bars. However, this leaves a similar burr, so I thought, oh, I'll just reverse this angle, and then I'll be cutting along the OD, the inner diameter, or sorry, the ID, the inner diameter, and since I have the angle there, I'll be chamfering the hole on the inside as well. So you get a nice bore, and then it chamfers the end when you stop. So it's a perfect tool for this, and I only made it on a little 3/8 bit, which this is all I had right now, a 3/8 by, I think these were 3 inches. But I'll definitely be making a large one of these with a much longer bit for boring all the time, because I absolutely love this. I'm going to make it out of a larger bit and a longer bit, maybe 1/2 inch by 6 inch, something like that. And that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you this commission and some other longshot parts. So as you know, I make plunger rods, and this is the one I use. I like using the plastic rod. It's a little bit lighter. And then the Mickey Mouse piece may look kind of weird, but it's for my plunger tube. So that's the plunger tube that I made for myself. It's for my artifact kit. And it's nice because it's a consistent bore. It's not tapered. And, you know, it's aluminum. Aluminum's cool. So, yeah, I have, you know, a kit from me now would be a plunger tube, plunger rod, plunger cup. And that's it for now. I'm going to be working on a breech at some point. And maybe some catch plates. I don't really think catch plates are necessary though, but we'll see. I have a 3D printer now, so that opens up some doors, and maybe I'll do a video on the printer sometime soon. So anyways, guys, take care, and for the commissioner, I just want you to stick around for a second. So when you're installing this, the barrel needs to be loose. Like if you glued your barrel in already into the dart gate, which I don't think anybody does, but if you glued it in, this might not match up, because there's no way I can predict how long you happened to cut this. So if you glued your barrel into the dart gate to match how long you cut this piece, like there's no way I can predict that, right? Everyone's going to cut it just slightly different. I don't think it will matter if, you know, it's off by a little bit, but you're going to want to reinstall the entire kit all over again when you put in this piece. So anyways, guys, that's it. I'm just rambling now. Like always, I hope you're doing well, and I'll catch you next time. Take care.